Good early afternoon, everybody. As you heard, my name is Neel, Chatterjee, for those of you who don't know me. Stacy was like the sister I never had. In 7th grade, when I met her, they lined us up in class alphabetically. So my friends were typically Dan Derber, who's here, Matt Abrahams, who's here, Lady Krause, who's here. But somehow, Stacy Hawes became my best friend. And to be honest with you, that was one of the greatest privileges of my life. We went through thick and thin together. She had boyfriends, I didn't really have many girlfriends. We went to a whole ton of school dances together. We went to different colleges, but we stayed part of each other's lives. We went through many jobs together. She supported me when I had difficulty finding a job. We celebrated each other's marriage. And now we're here celebrating her life. I want to start by saying something that I said the day after Stacy earned her angel wings. A lot can be said about Stacy's CF. But Stacy was as perfect a person as I have ever met. And I think we would all agree that we were very lucky to have her in our life. She was braver than she believed. She was kinder than anyone I've known. And she was stronger than she seemed. She knew that today's moments are tomorrow's memories. And each one of them is special. She knew that life was not a spectator sport. She knew that from the day we arrive on this planet, there is more to see than can ever be seen, and that we live in a giant circle of life. And for those reasons, she savored every moment, and she took it all in. Mrs. Hawes, Jason, Kelly, I can't tell you how meaningful it is to me that you've asked me to give this award. It is one of the greatest honors of my life. Thank you. So, for those of you who know when I speak, I normally talk extemporaneously. You've probably seen me referring to my notes here. I thought today I might need to write a little bit out because of the emotion that kind of comes through. So, we'll see if I can hold it together, all right? I'm hoping you'll all work with me on that. I've never been asked to give remarks like this before. And I really struggled with, how do you go about doing it? Are you sad? Do you talk about the happy times? Should I be funny and goofy, as many of you might recall? How long should it be? Really important question. This would be from Stacy's perspective. How should I dress? So I'm going to detour from this, from what I've written down for just a moment. So I walked into my closet this morning and I looked at the clothes I was going to wear. And I said, given the number of proms that I went to with Stacy, should I wear a tux to her memorial service? And I opted to go a different way because I remember at one time I went to her house and I was dressed in a tux and she said, thank God you wear a tux, I thought you'd wear a dress like mine. And so I thought maybe dressing appropriate was the right way to go. So when I was thinking about what I would say today, I thought, what would Stacy want? And while this is a celebration of her life, and in many ways we're saying goodbye to her, what I really thought Stacy would want was I think she'd want to say goodbye to all of you. So what I did was I went through a lot of the things that we had written together in journalism in high school. I went through some of the things she wrote in my high school yearbook. I talked and emailed many of you here. And I tried to write a letter to you from her in my best Stacy voice. And I'm going to celebrate a little bit of Disney along the way. So I'm sure I cannot fully capture the warmth and love that's in her heart. And I'm sure I will not be able to capture things in exactly the way she would. But I'm going to do my very best. So here it goes. For this part, I'm going to stick a little more with the script. To all my loved ones, it was once said that the flower that bloomed in adversity was the rare and most beautiful of all. I think that's true. I had an amazing flower in life, and I owe all of that to all of you. Our experience was magical, it was beautiful, it was unique. I'm going to try and share a lot of parts of my life with you, but I hope no one gets offended if I leave someone or something out. If I have to go through everything I'm thankful for and all the wonderful friends, family, and experiences I've had, we'd be here all day. And I understand that you all have a reception to go to, and I'm not going to be the person to stand between my friends and a fine glass of wine or a cocktail. Let me start with my friends from Davis Avenue School, Fisher Junior High, and Los Gatos High. How many people can count so many close friends from such a young age? How can I possibly take over 40 years of amazing experiences and capture in a few precious moments? We didn't just fly, we soared. We were never poor, unfortunate souls. We did silly plays together, we worked hard in school, many of us were cheerleaders together, we journalized, we went to countless dances, we traveled the world, and even were in the ill-fated TV show Starman. I can't believe how many of us stayed close all of these years. I have loved sharing our lives, meeting your significant others, going to your weddings, and seeing your children grow into young adults. You all brought me so much strength and happiness. One of the greatest highlights for me this past year was celebrating our 50th birthdays together. You all taught me that friendship is the best present ever, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. Then there are my college sisters. You all taught me that life is a journey to be experienced, not a problem to be solved. Together, we learned to work hard, but we learned to play even harder. I was so proud to lead and grow Alpha Phi. I also enjoyed dressing up and going to Wine Cellar and Chevy's to try and persuade the waiters we weren't old enough to have a margarita or a glass of wine, even though we weren't. While y'all know I loved my clothes, you taught me that the most important thing a girl could wear was confidence. And that confidence defined my career in the years that followed. My sisters, I look forward to raising a glass and not getting carded at the great happy hour of the sky with you all someday. To my colleagues from work, from Viewer's Choice to Universal Studios to NBC Universal, we pioneered the promotion of video on demand. How amazing is that? We helped build an entirely new category of business to entertain the world. It was a highly competitive and even cutthroat business world that we lived in, but we achieved success and awards like I never could have imagined. And we threw better promotions parties than anyone else. We ventured outside our comfort zone and the rewards were worth it. All it took was the faith and trust we had in each other because we knew we controlled our own destiny. The great doctors and medical staff at Stanford and UCLA deserve a whole lot of thanks from me. These doctors literally saved my life over and over and over. And they helped me beat the odds for way longer than anyone expected. For those of you who want to support some of the important research in this area, please consider a donation to Dr. Del Perio at UCLA. Even miracles like his work take a little time. The other CF patients at Stanford and UCLA served as such an inspiration to me. All these patients would know what love and support of a family and friends can do. I want these patients to have faith in their dreams and know that someday the rainbow of a cure will come shining, smiling through. Jason, Mama brought me into our family, so you would have a sibling and a friend. You and she made me feel like when you wished upon a star, I was your dream come true. We could not have been closer friends growing up. But my job was done when we found the love of your life, Terry, and created a wonderful family with the addition of Tyler. I always looked up to you, and it isn't just because you were 6'2" and I was 5 foot tall. You taught me so much of the power of kindness. I always knew you felt I was terrible with history. It was because I knew with your support, the best was yet to come, so why spend time on the past? Thank you for being the best big brother anyone could ever dream of. Mama, saying I love you isn't enough. By sharing your warmth, your courage, and your inspiration, the person I was in adulthood was 100% defined by you. Has anyone ever told you that you and I answer the phone the same way? You always said that I was the one who could fill the world with sunshine. Every single day we talked. I can't imagine what the day is like without discussing the Food Network or those singing shows. I remember when I had my transplant in 1998. You reminded me that my dreams could still come true if I had enough courage to pursue them. You made me walk up and down stairs so much to have me gain my strength. And I knew you made me sing You Are My Sunshine during those walks because it was how you felt about me. Mama, don't worry about me. I'm with Dad now. You don't need to be in a hurry to join us because it'll take me a while for me to get to the Queen's throne together so we can watch sunsets on the beach again. And I'm still looking around for that 5-star Michelin chef to feed us while we get our mani-pedis. And that turns to Kelly. You are Prince Charming, Prince Eric, Prince Florian, Prince Philip, all wrapped up into one. I have no idea how I could be so lucky as to have found you. While I love my Disney movies, ours was the greatest love story ever told. I was so lucky to be a part of your world. For more than 20 years, you stood by me and never uttered a complaint, despite my health issues, the endless trips to UCLA Med Center, and the canceled vacations. When I felt lost and lonely, not a dream in my head, your words lifted my spirit high. My friends, they're the hardest graders there are. They didn't want to like you because their bar was so high. But the minute they met you, they loved you the way I love you. You made every day a Disney story and brought so much fun to our lives through wine, food, and laughter. I loved traveling the world with you, but I loved our time alone together in our home even more. Kelly, I know you miss me, and I miss you too. I'm certain that we're going to meet again. But you have so many great years ahead of you. I want you to enjoy every minute of your future. Don't spend your life looking back because you have so much to look forward to. And rest assured, any joy you experience will be my joy too. Everyone, I know my departure was sudden, but in my last year, I was able to say goodbye exactly the way I would want. I celebrated countless 50th birthday parties with all the kids I grew up with and went to college with. I spent a wild weekend in Vegas with my college girlfriends and the love of my life. I told my mother and my brother that I loved them, and I had my husband by my side when it was time for me to fly to heaven. There are so many people that made each day a gift. I drew so much inspiration from all of you. Thank you all so much. One of my favorite Disney quotes seems like an apt way for me to end this letter to all of you. It comes from Winnie the Pooh by Neel. Winnie the Pooh said, "If ever comes a day where we can't be together, keep me in your heart. I'll stay there forever." Love, Stacy. Now, Stacy often told me that every day was a gift. And I think when she said that, she looked at every day and she thought of it as a gift to her. But I think she had it a little bit backwards. Because I think every day that we had Stacy, it was actually a gift to all of us. For many of us, Stacy is the first person in our generation that we have lost. And certainly the first person that's been very, very close to us that we have lost. I've talked to some of you as I prepared these remarks, and many of you don't know how you'll feel after the ceremony. I don't know how I'm going to feel. But I'm fairly sure that Stacy would want all of us to enjoy each other and celebrate her life rather than mourn her loss. So, as we move to the next part of today, I'd like people to try and say hello to everyone that touched Stacy's life. And let's celebrate the friendship we all share through our common bond and someone we love and admire. Stacy, you lived the fairy tale we all wanted for you. You've now become our fairy princess. The flower of your life was truly the most rare and beautiful